My topic today is going to be artificial intelligence. AI and cybersecurity, prescriptive assistance for humans, AI and augmented reality, cognitive robotics and a factory on a desktop. Third coming of AI, as I refer to it, AI 3.0.
AI.
He who controls AI controls the world. This cognitive revolution is going to completely overshadow anything that we've seen thus far.
The rise of artificial intelligence. Everybody knows Alexa, Siri, Watson, but now the oil and gas industries are betting big on AI as well.
Artificial intelligence for the first time allows us the ability to replicate the marvels of the human mind. Maybe not in complete terms, but even in narrow terms, the kind of thinking, the kind of critical thinking that human beings, advanced practitioners in many different industries employ. AI gives us a way to automate that. I mention this often, but this idea that software is eating the world. But our addendum to this is that AI is now eating software. This picture is just one illustration of how that's happening. So on the left, you have a traditional gas internal combustion engine. And then on the right side, you have an electric motor. All of the functionality, all of the features, the fuel flow control, for example, for which you required carburetors, that all became a software function. Software is physically eating the world. We're all familiar with robots that can be programmed to run a certain track and do their job, and then they're done. This is MakerArm. It is a very low-cost robotic system that was built in Austin, Texas. For under $10,000, this device can do 20 different functions, from laser to milling to pick and place to 3D printing to routing to painting, drawing, you name it. It can assemble electronic components. It has a vision add-on that can identify components and sort them. And like I said, more than one of them can collaborate at one time. Learning by example, collaboration, being able to provide a workload to one of these systems, and if one happens to be available, then it does the job. If 6 happen to be available, then all 6 of them start to collaborate. They build their own plans. They use AI to determine the best possible way in which to solve a problem. So you put 3 or 4 of these on a desktop, you literally have a factory on a desktop. And what's enabling this is not the bent metal. What's enabling this is software.
Artificial intelligence has the capacity, through the ingestion of huge amounts of data, to give us a level of accuracy and precision in the information we need that we've never seen before.
For the last 2.5 years, we've been innovating on a platform that allows us to really elevate the whole AI machine learning conversation from a lot of data scientists getting manually involved, analyzing data, identifying features, and building models manually, to a set of meta algorithms that can do the model building for them. The practicality of it is that AI has already made huge steps forward. Our deep Armour capability, which you'll see in detail, this capability using machine learning can detect zero-day threats. Pretty much every week, some zero-day attack is caught. The 3 of the major zero-day threats that shut down hospitals and shut down shipping lines, including WannaCry and Petya and numerous others, our machine learning technology was able to detect and block them on day 1. In the world of the cyber-physical, safety and security will come together. Safety, where you understand systems based on sensor data and can keep them safe from natural failure, where you can plan replacements, where you can be much more efficient than just MTBF, where you can go beyond simple pattern recognition, where you can revolutionize and wrap your infrastructure in this cognitive layer of insight and meaning, and security, right, which is things like cybersecurity.
Our Spark Predict system today is taking sensor data from alternate energy, wind facilities, from traditional turbines, peaker turbines in oil and gas facilities, from pumps, and is being able to predict failures with longer failure windows than any other technology using AI. We're building in greater levels of explainability. So when something goes wrong, we can tell you exactly what's wrong. We're integrating these capabilities into aviation to build planes that, with less expense, can be safer than they've ever been before, that can be turned around quicker and be maintained more effectively. We're changing the world with the applications of artificial intelligence in prognostics, in supporting this burgeoning IIoT world that's coming about. So this is a real capability whereby you can take artificial intelligence and reinforcement learning using SparkCognition technology and drive safety and competence and pilot augmentation in civilian aircraft that we entrust with hundreds of lives. I don't believe there are greater applications of AI than those that can save lives.
So this is a Microsoft Hololens powered experience that fuses AI and augmented reality. So you have an individual picking up a HoloLens set, and as he picks up the HoloLens set, he's in a factory floor-like environment. He sees a red flashing indicator that says that there appears to be a malware update. Firmware that was sent to the system may have been malware. That was detected. He then moves around and sees another little red flag that hovers in his AR experience. So he steps down and tries to figure this out. He can't, so he asks a question in natural language. With our deep NLP capability, his natural language questions are answered very simply with content that has been gained from thousands of manuals. And it provides a step-by-step guide, not a chapter, not a book, not a page, but a step-by-step guide on what to do. So he tries to go through this process and perhaps isn't very skilled at doing this. He realizes that he really needs some help. So within this system, we have the capability to contact other experts that have solved this problem before. Of course, the system remembers who's solved the problem before. This is an example of AI-AR fusion, the fusion of safety and security in an industrial context. A big chunk of US wind capacity runs on SparkCognition. The largest companies globally are using this technology. Let me give you another example, prescriptive assistance for humans. So here I will showcase some work that a fantastic team at Honeywell did with us. And this really walks you through, if you haven't seen it before, the user interface of an application that is powered by deep NLP, which is our natural language processing capability, but deployed within a Honeywell front end. And it's been designed specifically for aviation use cases. Of course, it can be extended to use cases beyond that, to really create a cognitive layer on top of tons and tons of AFMs and technical manuals for aircraft and PDFs that couldn't even cleanly be ingested into a system. And we took that mess of documents and made it into a cognitive system that can support deep Q&A. You can ask natural language questions. How do I replace the APU fuel control assembly? And this massive corpus responds with just one answer on the left. All of these documents are being structurally parsed, so linked images, diagrams, these are all being extracted. And here you have an example of many such solutions. So both things, the ability to take an error code and drive an entire prescriptive workflow using only documents that were designed for human consumption, number one, and creating a cognitive layer over all of your documentation to allow automated linking, referenceability, the construction of responses that need more than one document to provide the original content, and so on and so forth. The real conversation is what are we going to do about the social contract? We see all these things coming. What are we doing about the social contract? The Chinese over the next 5 years are spending $150 billion of government spend on AI development. In 2015, we did 1.1, and in 2016, we accelerated that to this massive 1.2.
One of the big issues going forward is going to be how we use AI to defend ourselves, how we set a global standard around the use of AI in kinetic and warfare constructs, both the theory, the policy, the law, and the technology.
We can't afford to fight the battles of 2010. We have to be prepared to fight the battles of 2030 and 2050. And the world, because of the megatrends alone, are going to be very different by then.
Artificial intelligence will not only drive technology forward over the next 100 years, but will shape the destiny of nations and the destiny of humanity. The countries that are most optimistic that this level of progress is possible are in the East. And this is something we have to change. Who are the policymakers that AI companies need to start talking to? What are the types of technologies and capabilities in the way of safe AI and explainable AI that we need to start building as an industry? This is a societal debate. It's a holistic debate. This is about a set of people that believe in a great future, wanting all folks from multiple different disciplines to come together and define the contours of that positive future for humanity. That's what this is about.